Hey friends, I just wanted to make a quick video about popcorn scraping. There are a lot of ways and methods to do this, and I wanted to share my experience and knowledge. It was kind of hard to find what I have learned so far just on YouTube alone, so I just wanted to share some of the challenges of what we've gone through. So the first time I tried to scrape popcorn was in a small hallway, and it's downstairs, and I tried to just scrape it off and found that it was kind of painted. And so when you have painted popcorn, that doesn't just scrape off. It's called a dry scrape. When you just take a scraper like this and go and scrape it. And when it's painted, it's a lot harder to do that. So if you're about to scrape some popcorn, one, I would find out if it's painted, and two, I would find out if it's has asbestos. That's something that they usually use like in the early 80s and earlier. You can get like a asbestos testing kits on Amazon. And so I would recommend doing that. And then if you're gonna scrape some popcorn, some things you should have are like a mask. I like to wear a hat because it just gets everywhere. I wear glasses, or I would wear protection glasses if you don't wear actual glasses. Typically, I don't do this in a tank top because it shoots down my shirt. And what else? Oh, a lot of plastic. This is currently what we have going on here. Plastic and paper from our moving paper. I just spread it all over the floor. And actually, this is plastic. I went to a mattress store and asked for some plastic bags that they keep their king-size mattresses in, and that's what I'm using as drop cloths. So I keep meaning to go get more of those. It's really handy sometimes if you get the right person, they'll give them to you for free. Sometimes they charge you, but just a heads up. Okay, so the first time I did this, I used a wet scrape. And so I took like a garden weed sprayer, and so you pump it and you spray it all over the ceiling, you give it a few minutes, and you go ahead and you scrape it off, and it just falls off. But you're down to the drywall, and so then you're gonna have to re-spray texture, and then, depending on what kind of texture you want, you might have to spray, and then if you wanted to do the knockdown technique, you're taking another scraper and you're knocking it down and you're wiping it off until you get that like knockdown look, it's called. So so that's a lot of steps. You're going to spray it, you have to scrape it, you retexture, and then you knock it down and then paint. So I did it there, and I thought, I hope there's another easier way, and I'm going to try to find it. So I did more research and found out about dry scraping, and this is what I've kind of been trying in this next room. And so you can kind of see I've done some of it. It's a little uneven, and let's see, back there you can see some holes that I've kind of dented into the drywall a little bit. I've gone deeper than I thought. What I have found is there's a lot of tools you can use. Okay, so I went to find the right scraper, right? And I tried this one. This is more of like when I did the knockdown technique, I used this really wide scraper, and I thought, oh, it'll be so easy and wide. Well, it's too flimsy and it's too wide, and I'm not able to give enough pressure to get a good scrape off. So that one didn't work as I thought it would. My next one would be this handy tool. It's actually a popcorn ceiling scraper that you can get at Lowe's, and it's designed for it. You'd think it'd work really great, right? It doesn't, especially if you have painted popcorn, because it's a little tougher. I bet this works if your popcorn isn't painted, but for mine, it was a pain. So then I found this one, which I really like, and I found this one, which I really like. This one transfers a lot of pressure, and it's shorter. This one's a little bit wider. So I'll show you a little bit how I do it, and it goes pretty quick once you get going. Let's see. So it's not so bad. This takes it off pretty easy. And then my next step, I think I'm just going to take a square sanding block and go over it and sand it off a little bit and just paint it. Hopefully, if my gouges aren't too deep, I won't have to fill them in, but I really love this method. I hope it works for you.